Many contractors are familiar with a situation when there is a substantial increase in preliminary quote after a detailed evaluation. How do we minimize the difference? What factors should we consider to prevent going over budget? A highly detailed preliminary quote allows us to optimize the cost of your facade project. This is why we need to consider the following factors. Wind loads. Wind loads are affected by the region and type of terrain. For example, the difference could be up to 5 times in different regions. Building height. Wind load also increases with the building height. Attention! The load further increases in high wind load regions. This calls for reinforced facade substructure or reduced bracket spacing, which leads to increased number of metal brackets and therefore increased cost. Seismic hazard. If a building is in a seismic hazard zone, Zone 7 or higher, we need to consider additional loads due to earthquakes. This requires reduced bracket spacing or use stronger rail profile. External environment. According to International Standard Organization, metal structures require additional corrosion protection in industrial and marine areas. This can be anodizing or additional coating. Thermal performance. Insulation thickness, calculated through thermal performance analysis, affects the offset of the cladding from the building base. Higher offset of cladding from the building base results in increased pull-out forces on the anchor. This requires the use of reinforced steel or longer anchors, further increasing the cost of the facade. Architectural features. Architectural features of the building: overall height, complexity of exterior and decorative elements, such as pylons, cornices, bay windows. Number of windows and openings require installation of additional system elements. Bearing capacity of walls. The building structure plays a significant role in the cost of the facade system. Wall of the building are the base to which the facade structure is attached. Spacing of brackets is determined by wall bearing capacity. Higher wall bearing capacity results in fewer brackets required for safe application. This can lead to the optimized cost of the facade. A commonplace practice today is the use concrete structure method. When main walls and slabs are made from reinforced concrete, the external walls are made of aerated concrete blocks to lower the building's thermal conductivity. But at the same time, external walls made out of aerated concrete blocks have a lower wall bearing capacity. In this case, the bracket spacing is substantially increased, so that the brackets can be attached to the floor slabs. A large span between brackets requires the use of stronger rail profiles. Cladding material. The main cost factor in the facade is the type of cladding material being used. Important: the smaller the size of the panel, the more fasteners are required for the whole system. Also, the quality, physical, and mechanical properties of the cladding materials determine the number of additional elements. This number can change depending on the size and the manufacturer requirements. Layout design. Efficient cladding layout design can help the contractor save on costs. The less non-standard sizes, and the closer the size of each panel to the factory manufactured dimensions, the less material is wasted during the cuts. It is important to consider manufacturers' requirements in laying out cladding materials on the facade. Also, we should pay attention to local building codes. Taking all these factors into consideration during design stage, we can determine the cost of the project much more precisely. Yukon Systems, your complete cladding solution.